Let's talk royals. Well, last week it was dominated, wasn't it, about Prince Andrew? What did he, didn't he know? Was he going to be losing his titles? Was he going to be ousted from his home? Well, it certainly looks like he is going to be leaving his 30-room mansion in Windsor, Royal Lodge.
The once inseparable Sarah Ferguson and Prince Andrew seem to have finally reached their breaking point after living together for almost 20 years. Fergie, who has long stood by and helped her ex-husband through years of scandal and public shame, reportedly had enough, according to Windsor reports. As the former couple faces eviction from their 30-room Royal Lodge property, she is reportedly getting ready to leave Andrew behind. They have been living together on the expansive Windsor grounds for nearly 2 decades, and they are well known for calling themselves the happiest divorced couple in the world. They maintained that their relationship was one of loyalty and friendship rather than romance while dining together, traveling together, and even spending Christmases together. However, the arrangement that previously perplexed the public is apparently no longer in place. Palace Insiders claims that Fergie and Andrew are almost ready to decide whether or not to leave Royal Lodge, but their decision has caused fresh controversy.
Look, I've got to say the King and Queen may be in Rome, but they just can't escape the ongoing scandals surrounding Prince Andrew, can they? You've written in the Mirror today what a stain it has been to have led up to this visit to the Holy See and an historic meeting with the Pope to face more scandal concerning his disgraced brother Prince Andrew.
According to reports, the humiliated prince has asked for 2 distinct royal homes so that they can live separately while still enjoying the privileges and safety of the royal estate. Fergie is reportedly looking for Adelaide Cottage, which is a short stroll away, while Andrew, 65, is reportedly eyeing Frogmore Cottage, the 5-bedroom house that was previously occupied by Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. The ridiculousness of the demand has been quickly pointed out by royal sources. King Charles is quite unlikely to provide them each own residence on Crown Estate land, according to commentators, who have referred to it as a fantasy. They're still living in a fantasy world if they think having 2 homes will solve things, royal analyst Richard Fitzwilliams said. This most recent development is the result of intense public and royal pressure.
There is more they can do because, of course, this process started under Queen Elizabeth, as we know, when she eventually, reluctantly, but she did so, stripped Andrew of his HRH status and his public duties, and effectively he was a pariah publicly anyway. It would have been impossible for him to conduct royal duties on behalf of the family.
At last, Andrew and Sarah will depart from Royal Lodge, a place that has come to represent both controversy and royal entitlement. The fact that Andrew hasn't paid the mansion's rent in over 20 years was now made public. He has only paid the so-called peppercorn rent, which is essentially a minimal contribution if asked, even though he signed a lease in 2003 and spent £7.5 million on repairs. The disclosure infuriated taxpayers, particularly as Andrew has not performed royal duties since 2019 and maintains an opulent lifestyle in spite of losing his titles, honours, and government support. Even Andrew seems to know that the writing is on the wall, despite his insistence that he has a cast-iron lease with more than 50 years remaining.
Prince Andrew and ex-wife Fergie could soon be moving out of their 30-bedroom mansion, reportedly agreeing to pack up Royal Lodge on one condition. And this is the sticking point.
They're giving up 1 and demanding 2 in return, according to some reports. I'm not sure that...
According to one buddy, he is aware that his stay at Royal Lodge is coming to an end, but I'm not sure. There have been rumours of growing hostility between the ex-couple behind closed doors. According to reports, Fergie has become tired of Andrew's repeated controversies, particularly in light of the most recent email scandal involving the disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein. The revelation of Andrew's letters, in which he seemed to show sympathy for Epstein despite his conviction, has severely harmed both of their reputations, even though specifics are still confidential. Additionally, it brought attention back to Sarah Ferguson's relationship with Epstein as it was revealed that she had previously referred to him as her best friend. A number of non-profit organizations and business associates have discreetly severed their connections with Fergie in recent weeks, removing themselves from the growing scandal.
How do you solve a problem like Prince Andrew? Another scandal's dropped and this one could finish him again. A leaked email shows Andrew reassuring convicted paedophile Jeffrey Epstein, saying we're in this together, just a day after the infamous photo of him with 17-year-old Virginia Giuffre hit the papers.
The Mail cited a royal insider who described it as the ultimate humiliation. From her weight reduction endorsements to her books, charitable endeavours, and social media makeover, Fergie has generated incredible returns for years. However, observers now claim that there is no way to turn back. The goodwill that previously protected her and the door to royal life seem to be securely closed. As one royal analyst put it plainly, there is no turning back now. She's in disgrace. But the issue still stands. What comes next? The Crown Estate might put Royal Lodge up for sale or even remodel it for a new royal tenant if the couple decides to leave. The property has been a key component of the Yorks' identity and would sell for about £30 million if sold privately.
Right to say the public purse is missing money from the rent he's allegedly not paid?
Well, I don't have the details of that, and I haven't seen and had a chance to go through that information.
The place where they raised their daughters, hosted parties, and maintained the illusion of unity. But it has also been a source of immense controversy, representing the perks of privilege enjoyed by two people long removed from public service. For Fergie, leaving Royal Lodge may be both an ending and a beginning. Friends have hinted that she feels she deserves a residence of her own, having lived under Andrew's shadow for far too long. Yet others argue that her demands, particularly for a Crown Estate property, are greedy and out of touch. As one royal expert said, it's not up to the king to house Miss Ferguson. She has no right to a Crown Estate home. Indeed, the move comes at a sensitive time. Andrew recently relinquished his remaining royal titles, including his dukedom, his position in the Order of the Garter, and his honour as Knight Grand Cross of the Royal Victorian Order.
Virginia Giuffre's powerful posthumous memoir. I have read this book, and here are some of the things that I have taken away from it. It contains absolutely harrowing accounts of the sexual abuse and cruelty Virginia Giuffre says she suffered at the hands of Epstein and Maxwell.
Even though he was born a prince, his official position in the family has essentially disappeared. The Duchess of York is no longer Sarah Ferguson either. Once associated with royal grandeur, her name has been diluted to just Sarah Ferguson. For someone who has long profited from her royal affiliation, this is a terrible demotion. For both the couple and the House of York as a whole, the change signifies the close of a chapter. Andrew Fergie and his daughters Beatrice and Eugenie, who were previously a single family, are currently under intense personal pressure, financial difficulty, and public scrutiny. It is stated that Beatrice and Eugenie, who had previously strongly defended their parents, were caught off guard by the sudden change in circumstances. According to one royal source, the ambience at Royal Lodge was strained and devoid of enthusiasm. There is a great deal of pressure. They rarely know what they're thinking or doing, according to one insider. It's remarkable. There are logistical issues with the transfer as well. Adelaide Cottage and Frogmore Cottage are both much smaller, much less opulent, and far from Royal Lodge's 30 rooms. It's a big demotion that's been made public. But maybe that's just the idea. The Yorks, who refuse to accept their lesser position within the monarchy, have long been viewed as icons of luxury and denial. That chapter may finally come to an end with this action, whether it was forced or consensual. However, one commentator cautioned that they are insane if they believe that two new homes will improve their reputation. Perception, not the property, is the issue. Nevertheless, there's a feeling of closure. Fergie's friends claim that she is ready to move on, even if it means parting ways with the man who supported her, since she has had enough of the never-ending cycle of scandal and survival. And the idea of being alone at Frogmore Cottage might be the most depressing reality of all for Andrew, who has spent years clinging to the last vestiges of royal privilege. It remains to be seen if this is genuinely a new beginning for them both, or if it is just the next phase of a protracted tale of denial. However, one thing is for sure. The world's happiest divorced couple's idyllic facade has finally crumbled after decades of supporting one another through scandal, debt, shame, and illusion. Do you believe that Sarah Ferguson and Prince Andrew's relationship is coming to an end? Or is history going to repeat itself? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. For more updates on the most complex relationship in the royal world, remember to subscribe.